ఇక్కడ ప్రాస్పెక్టివ్ అని ఉంది కదా, ఇది క్లిక్ చేయండి. Here you can see different perspectives. You have to select ABAP perspective to write ABAP programs. Select the ABAP perspective. Now you have to add your system here. So whatever the systems we are using, the SAP GUI, you can access same systems in a different screen. That's it. Okay. Till now we are writing our programs in SC38 in SAP GUI. This is SAP GUI, right? Local to the desktop. So we can also write programs in HANA Studio. HANA Studio is another GUI. Okay. We can also write in Eclipse. Eclipse also tool, like HANA Studio is built on Eclipse only. In HANA Studio also you can write your programs. Before that, you have to add your system here in the HANA Studio. First, we'll open this system in SAP GUI. To SC38. We'll open some program. So till now we have practiced how to write programs in SAP GUI. Okay. So we can also write same programs. We can create tables. We can do all the tasks whatever we are doing in SAP GUI. We can also do it in HANA Studio. Okay. We can also call ADT, ABAP development tool. Okay. Also called it's a ADT screen, ABAP development tools. Okay. So before that, what we have to do? So along with general objects like reports, data dictionary objects, function modules, class methods, we can create additional objects. Those are called ABAP on HANA objects. What are all ABAP on HANA objects? So the ABAP on HANA objects are going to execute in database level. Our previous select statements and loop statements are all executing in ABAP application server layer. Okay. But these ABAP on HANA objects are going to execute in database layer. Okay. Since HANA is an in-memory database, which is very faster in read, and also it provides multitasking, so that the task will be completed. Okay. At least 1,000 times faster than the general ABAP program. Okay. So it is very performance wise, it is very good if we use ABAP on HANA object. So what are all ABAP on HANA objects? Those are CDS views and AMDPs. We use most frequently CDS views and ABAP on HANA, AMDPs. CDS views and AMDPs. First we'll see CDS views, or first we'll see some normal programs. So how to start your first program in ADT or HANA Studio? First you have to add your project. Go to open the HANA Studio, open the HANA Studio software, and you can see this. Open perspective, select ABAP perspective. Then create an ABAP project. Click on this. Now you can see the systems what are all available in SAP GUI. Same systems. So you are accessing these systems in a HANA Studio. Okay. This is another screen to write your programs. Simple. Okay. So you can write programs and function modules, data dictionary objects in ABAP GUI. Here, right, normal ABAP GUI. Or you can also do the same things in HANA Studio. Okay. Before that, you have to add your project. How can you add your project? Go to ABAP perspective here and select ABAP project and create ABAP project. So creating ABAP project is the one-time job. Okay. If you create once, you can start using it. So how to create the project? Double click on select your okay, select your server, whatever the server you want to use in HANA Studio. Next. You don't need to enter anything. Click on next. Just enter the client number, username and password. What is the client number? Go to here and you can find here. What is the client number of this system? Go to system, status. So what is the client number? 800 is the client number. What is your username? Best. What is your password? Become 123. You have to select your language. Same like SAP login screen, right? Now you added the project to the HANA Studio, ABAP perspective. Which perspective it is? What is this perspective? What is the perspective we are using?
ABAP create.
ABAP.
Other perspective.
ABAP perspective. Okay. So you can see different here like ABAP, BW, Java. Each one is for different purpose. Okay. Since we are creating ABAP, you have to select ABAP perspective. Okay. Now we have added our system here. Okay. Now just go to local objects. What is local object? It's a local package, right? $TMP. We are saving all our objects in a local package. That is $TMP. Expand this. User. So these are all the objects we have created on this local object. Business add-ins. What is this? Business add-in implementation. What is this?
Bad.
Baddie. We can also call business add-in. What is the uh, full form of baddie? Business add-in. Okay. So business add-in implementations. There is one implementation. You can access your implementations here. Just double click on it. You can see your implementation here in HANA Studio. Is it the same what we are looking at in like ECC? It's the same, right? Interface. So you can check your implementation. Okay. Classes. You can access your classes here. These are all classes. Data definitions. These are CDS views and you can access your data elements. These are all data elements created under this package. And you can access your database tables here. And here if you see this, programs. These are all your programs, right? Which are created under local object. See, This is the program, right? We opened in this ECC. Same program, right? So you can also write your program here in Eclipse. Okay. Just see what is the difference. We have inline syntax check here. Whenever you are typing something, so it will do the syntax check. Whenever you type something, it's automatically check the syntax and it will display the errors. See here, right? But when you go to GUI, normal GUI, you have to do the syntax check. Then only it will display errors, right? Is it correct? But here in HANA Studio, it provides inline syntax check. What is this syntax check?
Inline.
Inline syntax check.
Whenever you are typing something, it will do the syntax check. Okay. So if there is error, it displays that red symbol. You don't need to explicitly check for syntaxes. When you are typing something, it will automatically check the syntax here in HANA Studio. Okay. You can write same objects, like you can write same programs which you have written in SAP GUI. It works in the same way. Okay. Okay. What is this? I did not do the syntax check, but it is displaying error. Looks like I have to use into. Okay. Now it's automatically gone. The error is disappeared because we have corrected the syntax. Is it correct? Let's say I'm just removing it. I'm just removing into. I'm not doing anything. It's automatically checking the syntax and displaying the errors. Okay. When I corrected it, the error will disappear. Okay. That is one option, like one advantage of using HANA Studio. Okay. Once your program is done, this is for syntax check. Same control F2. You can also use control F2. This is for syntax check, and this is to activate the object. Activate the object. Right? There is no difference in writing programs in HANA Studio or in SAP GUI. Both are same. But there are few objects which will work only in HANA Studio. Since they are ABAP objects, even they are ABAP objects, but you cannot write or you cannot create those objects in SAP GUI, normally GUI. Okay, you can create those objects only in HANA Studio. What are those objects? What are those objects which we can create only in HANA Studio?
CDS views.
Yes, we call them as ABAP and HANA objects. ABAP and HANA objects. Those are CDS views, AMDPs. Okay, CDS views and AMDPs. We can only create them in, or we can only access them in HANA Studio. Okay. So if someone asks you what is your ADT tool, you can say that I'm using HANA Studio. Okay. So what are the steps to access your SAP ECC? Sorry, SAP system in your HANA Studio. What is the first type prerequisite? First, you have to go to ABAP perspective, and then you have to add your project. Okay, like this, new ABAP project, and select your server here. Now I am using a different server, 2020, so that you can write your programs there. Double click, next. Client I'll take 800 only. Rest. So looks like there is no client number 800. Let's check. Eight hundred is there. Installation of repository, destination, no RFC, authorization for. Okay. Looks like 2020 is not enabled for HANA Studio. Okay. Looks like they are restricting it to use in HANA Studio. We cannot do anything. So is it clear how to add system to HANA Studio? See, when you open the program, did you observe here? These are all the data declarations created in the program. You are able to see here in the left side corner, right? We can easily access them, right? These are all the data objects created in program level, like internal tables, work areas, and type structures, right? Now, we create a simple program. If you want to create a program, what you have to do? Select your package. So this is the local package, right? Let's check the other packages. Go to system library. Just like what is package? Package is like a folder, just like a folder where you save all your programs and objects. Okay. When you are working in projects, you have to select a suitable package for your objects. Okay. For that, you have to check with your team. So what is the package we are using for this functionality? Okay. So these are all the packages available in this 2021 system. There might be some custom packages also. These are all standard packages. Yeah, there are few custom packages. Okay, these are all custom packages. Inside those custom packages, you can find the programs. Same programs and objects and everything. Okay. So in project, you have to select any of these packages. They will provide the package details. In which package you have to save your program. Okay. If you want to create a new program, what you have to do? Yeah, these are the objects under this package. Okay. programs, text elements. If you go to the program, you can find text elements also, fields. Okay, I think these are all variables. They're all variables and work areas inside the fields. Text element is for selection text. Okay, now let's create a program. How can you create a program? Select your package. Select your package. If you know what is your package, select your package. Let's right click on it. Right click on your package. Go to new. Other ABAP repository objects. Here you can find different objects. Select core data services. What is core data service? CDS view. This is for CDS views. If you want to create CDS views, you have to select core data services. Okay. And select data definition. And select data definition to create core data services. If you want to create a data dictionary object, go to dictionary, database table, domain. This is view. Dictionary view means database view, which we create database views and projection views, right? This is for data element. Okay. Table type. This is for table type. Structure. You have all options. When you go to dictionary to create a data dictionary objects. Okay. This is for enhancements. Okay. Body implement. If you want to create a body implementation, you can create here. You have to enter body definition before that, right? Or if you right click on the view package, you have to select exact object which you are going to create. Let's say I'm clicking on the object type. Right click, just right click on the object type. That is programs. Right click on it. New ABAP program. Just click on new ABAP program. Now we can directly create the program here without selecting all those options. Okay, just write one program. Okay, next. What is this asking now? What it is asking now? Selection of transport request. Why it is asking transport request?
The changes from one
Yeah,
system.
yeah. Transport request is to move the changes from one system to another system. But till now, did we select any transport request when we are creating or changing the programs? Did we select any transport request while creating a program? Did we see the screen? No. Till now, we did not select any transport requests for our program changes. Why? Because we are doing our changes and we are creating objects in a local object. $TMP, local object. We are selecting local object, right? That is why it is not asking for transport request. What are all the objects available in local object? What are all the objects saved under local object package? We cannot transport them to the next system. Okay. Since we are using package, different package name, GES4 HANA, that's why it is asking a transport request. Okay. You can select your existing transport request which is relevant for this program, or you can create one transport request here. Okay, create a new transport request. Enter the transport request description. Usually it includes object ID and the functionality. Like this, change one. Okay, finish. Now it will assign one new transport request for this program so that we can transport it to the next level system. Select start from Mara into let's display the output. There is one more advantage. You can see methods help here. So check the syntax, activate the object, and this is to execute our program. Run as. This is to execute the program, just like F8 in our ACC. ABAP application. Select it as ABAP application. Now we got our output, right? Same output, right? Very clear? So we'll create one more program here. We are creating one more program. Z demo program 1. Create. Going forward, we're not going to select local object, but we'll select some proper package. Provide the description. Type is executable program. Save. When you click on save, it's asking a package, right? If you click on local object, it won't expect any transport request. But when you select a proper package name, then we have to assign a transport request for this program. Either you have to create your own transport request for that change, or you can use the existing transport request, which is not released. Okay, you can add, you can assign this change to the transport request, which is not released to the next level system. Okay, so let's find the packages. What are all the packages available here? So these are all the packages starting with Z. Okay, I'm using the star, right? That's why it is displaying all the packages which are starting with Z. I am selecting this S4HANA package for my functionality. Let's click on save. So it is showing some transport request which is already created in the system. If it is the relevant transport request for your object, just click on continue. Otherwise, create a new transport request. Create, and enter the description of the transport request. Okay. Project is optional. In some cases you have to select the project also, but someone will let you know about it. What is the project you have to select? Save. Click on save. Continue. Now your object got assigned to a transport request. How can you check your transport requests? Where can you access your transport requests? Where you have to access your transport requests? What is the transaction code? What is the what is the transaction code to access the transport requests?
SC09.
SC09. Go to SC09. See, the transport request status will be only two. But one is modifiable, and what is the other status? Released. Modifiable means we did not release it to the further system. It is still active in the current system, so that we can add changes to the transport request. Okay. What is modifiable state means? It is still available for changes. We can add changes to the transport request. What is released state means? Release means we already applied this change to the next level system. Right? Is it clear? SC09, just select both modifiable and released. Make sure that you are entering your username here and click on display. So you can see all the transport requests created by you. Okay, in this case best is the username, right? Your username, right? That's why it is displaying all the transport requests created by best user ID. Okay, so these are all in modifiable state, so that you can add changes to these transport requests. Okay, clear? Is it clear? So what is our this is our transport request, right? We just now created one transport request for demo program display. You can see all the objects you have assigned to this transport request. We just assigned only program, right? That's why we are able to see only program. This is subtask and this is main task. This is subtask and this is main task. Observe here, we have different objects here, data definition language sources. I think this is CDS view. For each object, it will create one subfolder. See, if you observe here we have many objects, many different objects like classes, data definition language sources means I think CDS views. Even they've created a package, new package, and they have created some interfaces. They've created some interface. You know what is interface, right? And they have created many other objects and they have assigned all these things to the same transport request. They have assigned all these objects to the same transport request. So in general, we don't create new transport request for every object. Let's say if you are creating a domain, you don't create new transport request for that domain. You are going to add that domain to the existing transport request. Let's say someone asks you to create a report program. What are all the objects created for that report program? Okay, let's say you created a custom table, data elements, domains, everything. You are going to add them to the same transport request. Only first time you are going to create one transport request, and going forward you are going to add all your changes to the same transport request. Okay. So it is very important to know how to add objects to the transport request in projects. Okay. You should not add your objects to the wrong transport request or other transport requests. You have to make sure that you are going to add the objects to the right proper transport request. Okay. Okay. How to release this? To apply this change to the test system, what you have to do? To apply this change to the to apply this program, we have created a program, right? To apply this program to the next level system, let's say test system, what you have to do? release the transport request. You have to release the transport request. How can you release the transport request? Select the subtask. Click on subtask. Just select the subtask and go to here. Truck symbol. Okay. Release directly or F9. Release directly. Now you can see this tick mark, right? You can see this tick mark, right? It is released. Subtask is released. Now you cannot add any changes to this transport request. Okay, you cannot add any changes to this transport request since it is in released state. Then select the main task, release. Now transport request is released. Now you cannot see this transport request in modifiable tree. Now you can see this in released state. It is released, right? See, whenever you see these tick marks, what is the meaning of this?
It is released.
Sorry?
We can't modify it.
Yeah, we cannot add any changes to this transport request and it is in released state. So what we can say, we say that the transport request is released. When you release the transport request, these changes will be applied to the test system. Okay, test system. What is the next level system in SAP landscape? After development, test system only, right? This transport request will be applied to the test system. Okay, once you released it. Okay, who will take care of it? You have to release the transport request. Who will take care of applying this transport request to the test system? I already told you, basis team will take care of it. Will take care of it? Basis team. Okay. There is a separate resource for basis. We call them basis consultants. They will apply this change to the test system and then to production system. We just need to release it. We just need to release it and inform the basis team about this. So they will apply this change to the test system. Okay? Is it clear? అర్థమైందా? ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ప్రాసెస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్రాజెక్ట్లో వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీరు క్రియేట్ చేసే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్నీ ప్రతిదానికి ఒక కొత్త ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేయకూడదు. ఓన్లీ ఒక రిలవెంట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్లోనే యాడ్ చేయాలి మీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్నీ. మీరు ఏవైతే క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారో ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, డేటా ఎలిమెంట్స్, డొమైన్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు యాడ్ టు వన్ రిలవెంట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్. ఓకే, లెట్స్ సే ఒక రిపోర్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక సేల్స్ ఆర్డర్ మీద రిపోర్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాము అంటే ఆ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ మనకి ఇచ్చారు అంటే దానికి క్రియేట్ చేసే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్ని డిపెండెంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్ని మేబీ డేటా ఎలిమెంట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు, డొమైన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఏమైనా టేబుల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు యాడ్ ఇట్ టు ద సేమ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్. ఓకే, యూ షుడ్ నాట్ యాడ్ those objects to the different transport requests. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Sometimes we add data dictionary objects to the separate transport request and the remaining objects to the separate transport request. కొన్ని ప్రాజెక్ట్స్లో ఎలా చేస్తారంటే ఓన్లీ డేటా డిక్షనరీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ వరకు మాత్రం సపరేట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు అండ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, ఫంక్షన్ మాడ్యూల్స్ వీటన్నిటిని సపరేట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్లో మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు. ఎందుకు? డిపెండెన్సీ ఉండకూడదని. ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తారు, డేటా డిక్షనరీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్నింటినీ రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు టెస్ట్ సిస్టమ్కి. డేటా డిక్షనరీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ టెస్ట్ సిస్టంలోకి వెళ్ళిపోయిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, ఫంక్షన్ మాడ్యూల్స్ అప్పుడు అప్లై చేస్తాడు టెస్ట్ సిస్టమ్కి. సెకండ్. ఓకే, అర్థమైందా? అంటే ఎర్రర్స్ రాకుండా, ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ఎర్రర్స్ రాకుండా. ఎందుకంటే లెట్స్ సే యు ఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఏ కస్టమ్ టేబుల్ ఇన్ యువర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ విచ్ ఈస్ ఇన్ డెవలప్మెంట్. and you did not apply that custom table change to the test system and you released your program, that program is not going to work in test system because that custom table is not available in test system. We have created in development and we did not apply that change to the test system. That's why those dependent programs are not going to work, right? That's why first we apply data dictionary objects. Remember this. First we apply data dictionary objects to the next level system, like that, for example, test system, and then we apply our programs. Is it clear? Just to avoid errors, transport errors. Okay? అర్థమవుతుందా
అర్థమవుతుందా?
పృథ్వీ నీకు
అర్థమవుతుందన్న.
మరి రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు? Okay. So now you know, right, what is the difference between modifiable and released?
Yes.
So whenever you are creating a new object, select a proper package and add that objects to the package. Then it will ask for a transport request. Check for the existing transport requests. How can you check for the existing transport requests?
C0 now.
Let's change now. We have already released this transport request, right? Go to so how to check transport request of this program? Go to utilities. Yeah, go to environment. If you go to environment, you can check the transport request created for this program. Go to the program display, go to environment and transport organizer. You can see the transport requests created for this program. Sorry, not transport organizer, versions, utilities, versions and version management. You can see the transport request created for this program. We have already released this transport request, right? 118, yes. 118 is already released. So how can you check the transport request of this program? Utilities, versions, version management. You have to remember this version management is very important. Okay. Let's try